Imperial College crew.
We got a good clean start again. I know yesterday the Reading and Leander Club quad had a very, very fast start. So let's see how well this composite crew have a go from Cambridge University and Imperial.
Well, there's experience at Junior World Championship in that. Well, there's a look at Jess Leander. She was the Junior World Champion in the single scull at the World Championships in 2013. Really got close to qualifying this boat with the woman behind her, Holly Nixon, who she was the fastest of these four women in the national GB trials.
And she got a junior silver medal for Ireland in 2012.
Hey, that's good knowledge. And then we've got Melissa Wilson behind her. Well, actually, let's talk about this Cambridge quad, Adrian.
So the bow girl was in the blue boat this year, Miriam, and she rode in this French quad, tried to qualify for London and failed, which was the fastest crew not to qualify. So she does know how to move the quad.
Yeah, they're having to face this really sweaty conditions there, aren't they? And the scullers will really have to take plenty of time around the back turn, I guess, Adrian.
Yeah, just have to make sure they have a platform so they can really put their blades in accurately at the front. Don't let the bouncy water dominate what they're doing.
And you can see the bow woman there, Tilda Hodgkins-Byrne, who really got close to qualifying the single. She had a great go in the qualification regatta in Lucerne about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Just failed to make the final, but she's a great promise, and she's learning all the time. You know, when she started rowing down at, I think it was a cathedral school, they didn't want her to be too sort of serious, so of course she joined the local rowing club. I think it might have been Hereford, and so they said, we don't want you with the squad, you're going to have to train by yourself on the ergometer. But she really got to this standard in Gloucester Hartbury, and now she's at Reading, and she's really learning her craft in crew sculling, Adrian.
They're moving very well together there. And the two girl in this crew, Melissa Wilson, she was at Cambridge, and she's been training with the national team this year, and she's a sub 640 ergo.
Sub 640? Yeah. Wow.
Some very strong women in this crew.
Sub 640, the world record, I think it's held by the Ukrainian Elena Buryak, something like 626. So
it's quite a ways to go still.
It's quite a ways to go, but you know, the world record for men, what's 36? So it's about a 550 for men. Okay, so let's see how the race is unfolding. The Cambridge University and Imperial College London quad there, really battling, led in the stroke seat by Lucy Burgess. Behind her, Georgie Francis. They haven't let up at all. They've had pretty difficult conditions to contend with in the first part of the course.
Yeah, it seems to have been pretty bouncy, all the races we've seen so far. And now it seems to be, it's still a bit swelly, but actually much more rowable for these crews.
So let's take a look. There's Jess Leander, and she is really one of the fantastic hopes. She came to the sport after she had a horse riding accident up on the moors there by Hollingworth Lake, which is the club she learned to rowing at, and just went down for a taster session. The coach used to drive them half an hour across to Hollingworth Lake, and she's never really looked back. And brilliant result, of course, to win in 2013 the World Junior title.
Yeah, they really seem to have moved away now, don't they? The earlier shot, one of the things to me that seemed really good is looking at that Cambridge University Imperial quad, how slow their legs are when they push, and it's deceptive. It doesn't mean they're not pushing very hard, but the legs are just so connected and there's so much load that it takes time.
Do you know, I think that's the mark of really good sculling, because if you do see legs go down quickly at the catch, certainly in a sculling, you're missing connecting the boat, because if you've got the load of the boat, the legs will take it and they will move a little bit slow, like you're lifting a power clean.
Exactly. So here, again, both crews steering fine, and the Cambridge University Imperial crew really trying to keep on terms, really, but it doesn't look like they have the horsepower, to be honest, to stay in contention. 3/4
mile mark, you just saw, I remember passing it on the road pass this afternoon thinking, my goodness, have we come 3/4 miles already? We go past the mile and the 8th closest to the finish, but they look great, don't they, this Cambridge quad? Really well connected, moving the water through, but I guess international experience at the top level will tell at Henley, and that's what the women from Reading Rowing Club and Leander Club are doing at the moment.
Yeah, because like you said, the stern pair in this quad we're seeing right now, Melissa and Holly, both raced for the quad, trying to qualify it, and Melissa in the 2-seat rode the single with the Hollenbecker as well.
It's just what we're saying about the leg. You see there with Jess Leander that she's in no hurry to get those legs down. It's almost like she's got that suspension at the catch, a little bit of weight off the seat so she can engage her core and just lock onto the legs.
And one of the interesting things about rowing is when you're paddling, the amount of time you spend in the water is almost the same as it is when you race. The big change is how much time you spend going forward.
So how would you rate this quad, Adrian? Redding and Leander crew, the 4 women, compared to, say, the quad we just saw from Claire's Court in the race before?
It's a slightly different style. I think they're adjusted to have wider hands at the finish than the Claire's Court crew. But still, the really neat, good blade work, and they're definitely really solid on the legs. And I think the solid on the legs and the good, clean blade work is what the 2 crews have in common.
So you heard there from Adrian Cassidy, former World Junior Champion and British International Oarsman in many World Championships. I'm Martin Cross, rowed for the British team a long time ago in the Olympics, fortunate enough to row with Steve Redgrave and win Olympic gold in 1984, and we're bringing you this heat of the Princess Grace Challenge Cup for women's quadruple sculls in the rough and bouncy water on Friday at Henley on BT Sport.
Yeah, they make a good job of that, haven't they? Like the Reading Rowing Club, Leander Club, really doing a good job of their finishing off that race.
You know, I think although the wind's been really strong, I think they maybe both crews struggled a bit to open things out in the early part of the race in that water where it was really swelly, and you just had to be careful and just make sure you didn't make any mistakes, I guess, and then do your work in the second half.
Yeah. And here, the irony is some of the girls here today in this crew are from Cambridge, and their strength and conditioning coach, Ed Hallam, passed away last week, and they were unable to go to his funeral earlier today, and the stewards were very glued at giving a late race, enabling the coaches to go to the funeral early this morning.
That's a great mark of respect, and thank you for mentioning that, Adrian. I know you two have come from that funeral, and it's great to have you making commentary on the same day you've been to that sad event. But here's the scullers from Reading Rowing Club and the Leander Club coming up nearly to the finish line. As I look up from my commentary position, I can see they have just about 10 strokes to go. The distinctive sculling style lean back of Jess Leaden, rowing here for Leander Club, started a career in Hollingworth Lake Rowing Club up near Rochdale on the moors by there, and they are going to beat Cambridge University and Imperial College London. There's the finish, Reading Rowing Club across the line, and Cambridge University and Imperial College in second place. A closely contested race. You can see the effort on Jess Leaden's face there.